Welcome to the Engineering Podcast, a podcast from the engineers at Rocket.Chat. We'll be discussing new implementations, problems faced, what's coming, and everything else related to our daily work, always with a technical perspective to keep you up to date. Hey, welcome all. I'm Rodrigo Nascimento, your host, as always. And I have with me today our backend engineer, Kevin Aleman, our apps engine leader, Douglas Gubert, our cloud leader, Aaron Nagel, our front-end leader, Guilherme Gazzo, our mobile leader, Diego Melo, and our Omnichannel product manager, Renato Becker. So getting started this week, we didn't have any release during this past week, so we pass directly to the backend team. That's today's Kevin Element to talk about. Kevin, what's going on there?
Hey, hello. First things, we're finishing the last items from our team's feature task list, and we hope to have it working by this week, which is like the focus that the whole team has been having during this period of time. The main tasks that we have been doing during this period of time have been first adding the capability to create a new channel and invite all the members from a team to that channel automatically. This will make channel invitations way more easier because users won't need to type all the names of the users that they want to be in the channel, but they can just type the name of a team, and that will include all the team members automatically in the channel. Second thing that we have been working is on the functionality so that when a user is invited to a team, to the team main channel, it it is automatically added to the team itself and to the default channels that the team has. That's another thing that we have been working during these days. And other thing is that we have changed the way some endpoints behave. For example, the endpoint that creates a channel now it allows the users to pass a teams param in the payload, so it can include the members of the teams, and also other endpoints like the one that is called when a user is kicked from a team, from a channel, or uh, when the user leaves a channel, have also been modified so they know also supports the team's thing. And we have also made some minor bug fixes during this period of time. And from the community, from GitHub, we have some PRs that are waiting for a review. Most of them are bug fixes. We have them in mind, and we hope to be reviewing them and approving them if possible during this period of time. And that's it.
Very cute, thank you. Yeah, and I think as you mentioned, we are still working on the team's features. That's why we didn't have the release candidate yet. So it
Yeah.
was postponed to today. Today is 22nd. Maybe we'll be able to finish everything for by the end of the day today. If not, we're almost sure that we'll be able to make the release candidate tomorrow. So yeah, that's the period for the release candidate will be the same, 7 days, but still finishing some details for the team's functionality.
Yep. That's correct.
Cool, thank you. So the next one is Doug from the Apps Engine. What are the news there, Doug?
Hello, folks. Yeah, we've been mostly squashing bugs and improving experience either on the side of the developer and the user, as we've mentioned last week. One of the things that's coming up is like a big refactor of a portion of the Apps Engine's internals, like the bridges that connect the apps with Rocket.Chat itself. And like this is a very important one because it will help us maintain and expand the code base in a much more healthy way and a much more secure and solid way as well. And apart from that, we are also evaluating and analyzing some of the features in our backlog, trying to describe them properly, trying to kind of like estimate the effort somehow so that we can then proceed to prioritizing and coming up with some the prioritization of it. so that we can take the next steps. That's basically it. That's what we have for today.
Cool, thank you. But I'm curious about what's the internal refactoring what's you're changing there?
Okay, so currently, like the bridges, they are mostly interfaces in TypeScript, and on the apps engine side, on the framework side, and on Rocket.Chat has to implement those bridges to provide the functionality. But the thing is, this is too loosely coupled because there is no mechanism in the code, mainly on Rocket.Chat side, saying, hey, this class that you wrote, it is a bridge. It's just a convention, right? So now we are introducing ways that make it clearer and more explicit that Rocket.Chat side is implementing the message bridge, for instance, to create and get and update messages by extending an abstract class on the apps engine side. So this link is much more is a much more solidified link, and this allows us to put permission checking all in the same place of the bridges, and this allows us to like make it easier for us to introduce new bridges in the future, as we don't have to kind of go looking up what are the pieces that we need to introduce. It's explicit. They're all the things that we're gonna need. So yeah,
we are not moving to like using this time and converting to a service, aren't we? Like
it's not covered on our plans. Yeah.
Not right now, at least, right?
Yeah, not right now.
But it is interesting. That's
yeah.
Cool, got it. So yeah, it's getting a better pattern then and extending some functionalities to use more a dry approach in some things. Do not repeat yourself. Cool, thank you. And Aaron, on the cloud side, what's going on there?
Hello. All right. So for the cloud, so the Omni Gateway, we mentioned last week that we were trying to get it deployed to beta. It's now deployed. So we're putting the finishing touches on this, getting the add-on kind of connected to the marketplace, so that when apps, that do use the gateway are purchased, then they actually, provision. So we hope to be out of the Omnichannel's team fully this week, so they can get their apps launched. So I'll leave it up to them to share, I guess, anything they want to on that, Renato. And then, so we're working on some bug fixes related to the NPS and the sync process that we're trying to get into this upcoming release. And job openings, I skipped last week, but I'm back. With my reminder, we do have both infrastructure and development positions both open in the cloud team that we definitely like to fill. So that's it for me.
Awesome, thank you. The next team is Gazo from the front end team. What are their news there? And welcome back.
Hello everybody. And first, just say that I miss you. Right, I'm not very used with vacations, so it's nice to be back then. The highlights, I don't keep repeating myself here, but we are working on teams, and not the same task that Kevin mentioned, but some like the front-end tasks and some integrations, like calling the endpoints that backend are developing. And of course, we have spent some time like merging and reviewing some PRs from community and bug fixes as well. So yeah, that's our main focus this release, and that's it.
Cool, thank you. The next one is the mobile. Diego Melo, what's going on there?
Hello, everybody. last week we not focused, but we worked on some reactivity parts of the app, like subscribing to permissions, roles, and settings. It's waiting review still. We added support for terms generated from the server. The feature freeze for the last release ended last week, so we reviewed and merged lots of end-to-end tests, bug fixes, and PRs from the community. We fixed SSO not working with 2FA. This week, we're going to focus our efforts on the themes feature. We plan to deliver only a basic support for this release, and then work on the other things like moving a channel and stuff like that. We also have been working on the new status icons instead of only the circle colored uh, the status with icons really. We also started working with uh, planning to work on this TypeScript migration. It's kind of a proof of concept still. We need to evaluate how we're going to handle some navigation, Redux, and other things. And we're going to work on end-to-end tests for deep linking. And that's it. Thank you.
Awesome, thank you. Happy to see other things migrating to TypeScript. I'm a fan. Last one is the Omnichannel. Renato, what do you have for us?
Hey guys, so not too much to say today, not big highlights. Basically, our main goal is to get things done or get things merged. So, but yeah, as I mentioned, last week, the team fixed a vulnerability issue on live chat. So it demands a new release, and the plan is to get this new release out by the end of today. But apart from live chat, as Aaron just said, I would say the Twitter app is almost done. I have already tested this integration, and there is a lot of improvements coming. Not just the integration itself, but the way that the users authorize social networks and all that stuff. But about the integration, if I'm not wrong, Aaron can correct me if I'm wrong, but the last feature missing is the ability to send and receive attachments. But I know that Clown Team is working on it. But the other stuff like sending and receiving text messages, and also the ability to see when the Twitter user is typing. This is another interesting feature that will be part of this integration. So I'm very confident that we have this integration done and released very soon. And on the core of the product, there is a couple pull requests that are going to be merged today. UI and UX improvements, and also the on-hold feature, something that I have already mentioned before. And yeah, not else, just working on reviewing those pull requests. So basically, that's it. Thank you.
Cool, thanks. From my side, I have 3 items. The first one is talk about the reorganization we talked on the past episode. And just to say that we're still working on this, it's getting better and better. I think we can open that for the community soon, so the others can see how you're doing that and may get inspired by the organization we are trying to mount here and getting more things open for the community. Kind of inspired on how GitLab and other companies are doing, so trying to get things more open to the community, our job descriptions, our positions, the organization of the company. and so on. So one of the outputs of this work will be having more of this open for the community as well. And that is kind of a segue to the second item, that are the positions. As Aaron mentioned, we have some positions open on our jobs.rocket.chat, and we start opening new positions this week and the next one, because this is another output from the reorg. We now have a plan for the whole year of people to hire, and we are finishing the details of the positions we are going to open on the next 2 or 3 months. So we start opening and seeing that showing on our jobs page soon. And the third item is to remind you about the Google Summer of Code. We were selected as an organization. We still don't know how many seats, how many students will be able to join the company. But everyone that is interested to participate, or it should be a student, of course, and submit projects, start talking to the mentors and submit projects, so we can submit to Google our request for seats. That's the time. So go to the docs.rocket.chat, and there you see a link for the Google Summer of Code 2021, and there you find instructions on how to talk to the mentors. You see a list of projects and so on. Yeah, that's all for me. Thank you all that have participated in this episode, and see you all on the next one. Bye-bye.
Bye.
You have listened to Engineering Podcast. This episode is available as video on YouTube and audio on your favorite podcast application. For more information, contact community@rocket.chat and give us your feedback.